everyone. This is an overview of the work that we've been doing at the moment with the Nym-Zcash service provider, and this is a service provider at the moment which currently allows you to interact with a remote Lightwalletd instance via the Mixnet. So looking at the terminal panes in front of us, this one at the bottom here, this is an SSH session that I have with my remote host, which is running a Lightwalletd instance, and these two are on my local machine. So the aim of today of this demo is to show that we're going to use the zingo CLI wallet, and we're going to interact with the Lightwalletd instance on this remote host via the Mixnet. So first what we're going to do is start off the server side of our Nym proxy client, and this is going to be communicating with localhost 9067, which is the default Lightwalletd port. So we're going to start that off, and as we start that off, you can see that our server proxy has a Nym address f3f8p yada yada. And if we switch over to the two panes that we have which are on my local machine, then you can see that we're going to start the proxy client, and that is going to be communicating with this Nym address. So we start this off. This proxy client is now listening on localhost 8080. This port is configurable, but I'm just running it with the default now. And we're going to start our zingo CLI wallet. And the only change that's happened in terms of how you would usually use it is that instead of passing a domain, the domain of the remote host running Lightwalletd that you want to talk to, we're actually passing the localhost proxy port. And we're going to be using the testnet for this demo. So we're going to start it off. And as you can see, what's happened here is as it started creating gRPC connection streams, then we have started a Nym client, and then we have also got some session mapping happening here. So what we've done is to handle the fact that the gRPC streaming client wants to set up multiple concurrent gRPC streams, then we've basically mapped one ephemeral client per kind of abstracted session, and then within those sessions we've also implemented message ordering as well. And this is just to make sure that we kind of get make sure that all of the gRPC control messages as well as the actual protobuf data are coming through in the right order. So as you can see, what's happening now is we've started our Zingo wallet. It's synced to the latest batch of block headers since it was last on. So as you can see, it's only synced 7 there. And now this is up and running, all we're going to do is send a transaction as we usually would. So once we've started the CLI wallet, the only change is that we're pointing it at this localhost port instead of our remote port, and then otherwise we interact with it completely as normal. So we're just going to send a quick send transaction with the memo hello from the Mixnet, and then now we just have to wait for that to go through our proxy client, be passed through the Mixnet, reordered on the server side, given to Lightwalletd. That will then submit it to the zebra D instance that it's communicating with, and then momentarily we will get our transaction ID back. And there we go. So there's our transaction ID there. I'm going to briefly pause the video and switch over to the Zcash Testnet block explorer, but we have to wait for a moment for that to be indexed. So the Zcash Testnet explorer has now indexed our transaction, so we can see it on the testnet. It's on the testnet block explorer itself. And then if we switch back to full screen here, then what we can also do is, as per usual, as you usually would, we can see our testnet transaction here. It's still pending because we're waiting for the block confirmations, but as you can see, you can see all of the information as usual, and you can see the memo that was attached to it there. So like I said before, now that we've actually got it piping its traffic through the proxy. You interact with the actual wallet itself completely as usual, because the proxy, the work to send it through the Mixnet is happening kind of underneath the wallet. And the future work that we're going to be continuing with now, as well as some speed up optimizations, such as a connection pool on the client side, is that we're going to be porting this work into the Nym SDK, which is currently written in Rust, and then we're also going to be exposing that functionality with FFI to Go, Kotlin, and Swift. So that means that then mobile wallets can natively pull this functionality in, as well as we can integrate the running of the server side of the proxy into Lightwalletd itself, and then you won't have to run with these secondary processes. Thanks for watching.